What's up, guys? It's your girl, Naomi, where we vibe, spill, and keep it real. So turn down those lights and turn up the volume. It's time for Nights with Naomi.
Certain things that you do that makes me think that you love me, but you don't love nobody, boy. You just want my body, you want that fake love, giving that fake love. You want that fake love, giving that fake love.
Late nights and I'm looking for something sweet, sweet like a sweet tooth. Ah, what's up? What's up? Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. I know some of you guys are like, Naomi, like, what's up? Like, what happened? Okay? You were supposed to be here last Sunday, not this Sunday. I know. Honestly, my little brother, he had gotten his new place. Congratulations to him. I'm so, so excited and so proud of him making this huge accomplishment, getting his own place and being able to, just mature and grow as the young man that he is becoming. I'm really proud of him. So let's really clap it up for him. I went down to actually go and, Thank you, thank you. I went down and actually went to go see him in his new place and met his girlfriend. I've met her a couple times prior, but he's doing his thing, and I'm just super, super, super proud of him living his life and doing big things. So that's honestly why I wasn't here last Sunday on that the 28th, and I'm here today. So I had to make up for it. I know you guys missed this face. Usually I would be doing it every Sunday, but I had to pull it back because I got some things coming up and I'm getting a little more busy. My schedule's getting full. And I want to make sure that when I have Nights with Naomi, I'm dedicating that time for you and I'm giving you my full attention. And it just wouldn't be right to cut it short or change the time and no. You guys are already dedicated and focus on Sundays at 6. Just keep it like that, but just instead of every Sunday, we end up doing the first and last week, the first and last month of every Sunday to make it a little more easier. And so, yeah. So I do apologize. Sorry I wasn't able to make it last Sunday, but I'm here today. And just to let you know, moving forward, here are the next days that we have coming up for Nights with Naomi. So, like I said, today is Sunday the 5th, so we will be having it at the end of this month, which is going to be at the 26th of Sunday. So, 26th of Sunday, which is about, 3 weeks away, I will be back and we will be having a new Night with Naomi. I know. So, super, super excited for this topic today. For those of you that may not know what today's topic is, do you guys have a hint? Do you have a hint? Do you have an idea? Do you have any type of... I'll let you guys know. So today's topic that we're going to be talking about is pressure makes diamonds, but how much stress is too much? How much stress is too much? How to decompress during stress. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. Again, thank you guys so much for taking the time out today and watching Nights with Naomi. This is your girl, Naomi. So, welcome back to another Nights with Naomi, where we keep it real, ask uncomfortable questions, and talk about the things people think but don't always say out loud. Tonight, we're talking about stress. Because life be lifing, okay? Bills stress you, your job stresses you out, relationships be stressing you out, family be stressing you out, dreams stressing you out because they're taking way too long to happen. Like, come on, let's manifest this, please. Please. And here's my question. Are we actually decompressing or are we distracting ourselves? Because some people heal through prayer. Some through gym sessions, some isolate, some spend money they don't even have. And some people pretend they're okay until they randomly explode over something small. Tonight, I want to know, how do you decompress during stress? And is your coping mechanism actually helping, or is it really just hurting you? Let's get into today's topic. So, like always, I come up with these topics through my friends, through life, through whatever I may be going through at that time. And I mean, like I said, my schedule's been really busy. I have a lot going on. So, how do I manage all this stress that comes my way as my schedule is becoming more full? And how do you guys handle stress for you guys? I mean, there's different ways that you can do it. Um, you know, there is yoga, doing some yoga, maybe listening to some music, maybe just having a moment to yourself and sitting down and just reflecting and having that quiet moment. Getting away from all the noise and just kind of like you said, like I said, self-reflecting and just sitting with my own thoughts. Or maybe that's actually going out and doing something. Maybe by getting rid of that stress, you have to be a little more constructive. And I know I know a friend of mine likes to do like activities, whether it's going hiking, whether it's like, actually playing some type of athletic sports, whether it's like kickball, flag football, anything of that can get you active, get you going, get you out of your head. Doesn't really require much thought. I know a couple of my friends like to do that as well. And so, as we continue to just go through life and, we all have our own path that we're going on, it's like we still need to be able to handle that stress. And I really I saw this video on social media. It was a really nice video, and it gave a really good insight on how to handle stress. And it made me realize, like, it's all in your head, like stress, like how much, like the anxiety, that feeling you get. So let me explain the video, and if you guys have seen it, let me know in the comment section. Tell me what your thoughts was. What is your perspective on stress as well? Let me know in the comment section. I want to know. And so in this video that I saw on social media, it was a professor, and it could have been a skit, it could have been an actual video, who knows. But anywho, it was a professor who was teaching a class, a college class from the looks of it, and he had this cup of water, this glass in his hand, full of water. And he was talking about, just like pretty much if you have this cup of water, this glass, in your hand, the longer you hold it, the heavier it will get. But the shorter you hold it, the less heavy it is. And he related that to stress. The longer you think about it, the more stressful, the more anxiety, the more anxious you're getting. But the less you think about it, the less you're focusing all that energy on it, the less stress you're going to get from it. And I was like, oh, wow, I never thought of it in that perspective. Whenever I'm thinking about something that's really stressful in my life or going through something, I'm always like constantly thinking about that. It'll constantly come back up or pop up. And the more I think about it, the more I spend time on it, the heavier it feels. Going back to that video, that analogy that I saw, the more you think about it, the heavier it felt. Just like with that water, the longer you held on to it, the heavier it's gonna feel in your hand, and the more difficult it is to keep it, to hold on to it. And so I just put that same concept and related it to stress. And so right now, like I said, I have a lot going on, and it's just a lot for me to kind of like balance my time. I'm really trying to do the best I can with time management, work-life balance, and it's kind of stressful, doing that and juggling all these things I have going on. And so it can be a little stressful. And now I want to talk about stress because of that. And I want to see, like, hey, how do you guys handle stress? What do you guys do? Because maybe you guys can give me some advice. And maybe I can give you guys some advice. I feel like with our community, with Nyomi Nation, with my community I have with you guys, we are kind of like open and we can be able to speak freely and talk about whatever we're going through. This is like a really safe space. I feel really comfortable with you guys and expressing that. So, yeah. And one of the questions I really want to ask is, what's your go-to stress relief? And is it something that's like really healthy? We want to make sure it's healthy. Whatever it is that you're doing. And then like number two, like do people overuse I'm stressed as an excuse for bad behavior? Like examples would be like being rude, ignoring loved ones, falling behind, or people just saying, "Oh, I'm stressed" as an excuse for bad behavior because of that. I really want to know. And is isolating during stress healing or selfish? I think it depends on how you're going about it. Like going back to where it says, sometimes if you have a lot going on and you need time to yourself to collect your thoughts, that to recharge your energy. I'm an introvert, but I know when to be an extrovert, when need to be. But I need that time to myself. I need that isolation to recharge my battery, to be able to have that time to myself before I can go back out to see other people. And so having that type of isolation during a stressful time can actually be very healing for me if I've been around a lot of people. I'm overstimulated by everything because I've been out for too long and been socializing, and I need to be by myself. And for a lot of people close to me, they really didn't understand that. They felt like I was just trying to be distant. And that wasn't the case. I really had to explain to them that I just need some time to myself. And that time is going to allow me to be able to go back out and socialize and be that extrovert person when need to be. It's just I gotta have that balance. And it can be very healing for me to use that in a way to get rid of my stress. For me, I don't think it's selfish, at least the way that I'm using it as. And then like, should you or your should you or your even your partner be responsible for helping manage your stress? Like should you and your partner be able to be responsible for managing each other's stress? I'm personally not like in a relationship or anything, but for those of you guys that are in a relationship, how do you guys in your relationship handle stress with each other? Um, that's a really good question. I mean, thinking back in my past experience with relationships and everything, how it kind of varied based on each relationship. That situation kind of like varied from relationship to relationship on how we really handled stress. Some kind of like had to talk about it. Others, kind of didn't handle it in the best way possible, which is why it ended. And so, yeah, I think it's just like the most important thing is really communicate and figure out what is that best approach. Like, how should you go about it? And so, with that being said, let's go ahead and go into game time. Yes, yes, yes. Game time, game time. You know what it is when you hear that noise. It is game time. Game time is when we play a game based on that topic. And I like to do a 2-option choice, right? So today's topic is about stress and relieving that stress. So of course today's game is going to be stress relief or red flag. And I'm going to read out the scenarios. It's going to be a total of 5 scenarios. And then from those scenarios, we're going to either choose option A, stress relief, or option B, red flag. Sounds good? Let's get into it. All right. So, someone disappears for 2 weeks because they're stressed. I am so guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. I am guilty of this. I will literally disappear. I will not say anything. I will leave, be to myself, no communication, just because I'm too stressed out. And in the past, it has not been the best, especially when people need me, there's something going on, and I need to be present. So I have done a better job now in trying to communicate and say, hey, this is a lot for me. At least give me a few minutes. And then, if it's something that I can't just go off to myself, at least give me a moment to myself, and then we'll go and proceed. But anywho, I feel like this is definitely a red flag, at least for me, based off that example I just gave for myself. It's a red flag. So, scenario number 2. Shopping after every bad day. Oh, red flag. Red flag. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I have a friend who does this. She's so bad at this. She literally does this. She shops after every bad day, knowing she don't even got the money to be doing that. Even if you did have the money, still don't be doing that. No. Do not be using shopping as a stress. Even though it really is good, it does feel good in that moment. It's a short-term feeling. In the long run, it's just, you're gonna be feeling so bad for buying all that stuff. Well, are you though? Maybe more so spending the money than getting the stuff. I think you're gonna be happy actually getting the stuff. Then now you're like, oh, I spent the money I shouldn't have spent. So that's a red flag. Next one. Working 70 plus hours weekly. Oh gosh, no. That's a lot of hours. 70 plus hours weekly. If you can manage it, then go for it. But if you can't and it's really stressful, then that's I don't consider that stress relief. You sound like red flag, red flag, red flag. I think that's a red flag. Working 70, but see, some people, they can be able, especially if they love what they do and they're really good at it and this is their passion, working those 70 plus hours, you may not even know, that might actually be a stress relief for you because you're boom, 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 you're doing your thing. It's not an issue. But if you're doing a typical 9-to-5 job that you don't like, it could be bad doing 70 plus hours, that could be really stressful. So, man, I would say red flag. Sleeping all day during stress. Oh no, don't do that. We can't sleep all day. No, red flag. That's a red flag. We're not sleeping all day. No. Saying look, I'm all for being in the moment and whatever that emotion is you're going through, you definitely need to acknowledge it, recognize it, but don't dwell and stay in that state. You gotta get out and you gotta keep going because life is gonna keep moving and we can't do it all day. We're not sleeping in bed all day. Red flag. Posting motivational questions. Oh, my apologies. Posting motivational quotes, but secretly struggling. No, who are you convincing? Because you're not convincing yourself. Red flag. That's not stress relief. If anything, you're causing more stress. Just no, we're not doing that. Red flag. Okay, guys, just clap it up. Yes, that was really good. Let me know what you guys choose. What did you guys choose in the comment section below? Did you choose stress relief or red flag? I want to know which question and what's your thoughts on it. Thank you guys so much for playing game time with me. Let's go ahead and switch over to the next segment. Got some sip and listen. Sip and listen. Sip and listen when we go back in time or forward and listen to my catalog. And I usually have the guest with me, and the guest chooses what song do they want to listen to. But today, solo dolo, because it's solo dolo, I have a song already queued up. And this is off of my newly released EP, On the Radar. And if you guys have not listened to On the Radar, go ahead and check it out now. It's on all platforms. Wherever you listen to your music, you can check out On the Radar by Nyomi, your girl. And this is Make It Make Sense. Because come on, make it make sense. When you're stressed out, you need to find the best way to relieve that stress. Okay, guys, this is Make It Make Sense. Sit back and relax and just sip on it. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense. If I had money, why would I go around and be capping? Make it make sense. If I made it happen, why would I ask you when you lack? And make it make sense. If I tell you something, why would you go back and do another? Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense when you're talking to me. Go play with your bitch, don't be playing with me. All you niggas, you talking shit. When you playing with me, then you paying a fee. Adding it up like we're doing addition. You saying one thing, but you think I ain't listening. Playing you dumb like it's minimum wage, but I'm hustling. The odds you say, I got the keys all in these streets. Hoping indoors you bitches can't see. Telling me lies, hoping I believe. But the game in my pocket like expecting me. Know how it is when I'm in the streets. Showing you love, hoping I believe. Money be talking, bullshit be walking. So watch what you say when you talk to me. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense. If I had money, why would I go around and be capping? Make it make sense. If I made it happen, why would I ask you when you lack? And make it make sense. If I tell you something, why would you go back and do another? Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense. The way that you moving and showing me everything, nigga, you choosing. You ain't got loyalty out in these streets. You playing both sides, you get what you eat. I ain't got love for nigga that's teaching. You say I'm your girl, but nigga, you reaching. Act like a clown, you think that you it, but you all out of pocket. Go get with your bitch. Don't gotta flex just to make you rain. Can tell by the drip the money I attain. Why would I ask you bitches for the game when I want making money? You the last shame. Don't taking off, but I'm taking off straight to the top where I'm gonna be. Cause when I walk, stand on me. So watch me say when you talk to me. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense. If I had money, why would I go around and be capping? Make it make sense. If I made it happen, why would I ask you when you lack? And make it make sense. If I tell you something, why would you go back and do another? Make it make sense, ayy, ayy, ayy. Make it make sense.
See, this what happens when you get me in the studio. I bring straight heat.
Nyomi, Nyomi,
Yeah.
Nyomi. Thank you guys. Thank you. That was Make It Make Sense, man. I see y'all showing love in the chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Oh, man. Thank you. That was Make It Make Sense. If you guys haven't listened to it, like I said, it's on my new EP, On the Radar. Go ahead and check it out right now. And there's a lot of other good songs on there, so I'll save that for you guys to go ahead and check out on all platforms, wherever you listen to your music. And before we close out, I just want to ask some last questions. I really appreciate you guys staying with me. And what has stressed you out the most this year? Have you learned a healthy way to decompress? What advice would you give your younger self about handling pressure? Remember, pressure can make a diamond. So understand, if you're under pressure, once you get through that, man, you'll be a diamond.
Willie, FaceTime video.
Oh, man. Look, Willie calling me doing my podcast right now, man. That's my manager. He's calling me right now. I have to hit him back. Actually, you know what? Let's see if he can. Let's get him on the podcast. Let's ask him some questions since he's calling during the podcast time. What's up? Hey, you doing good?
Yeah, I'll call back when you're done.
Okay. I was gonna ask you a quick question though.
Okay, go for it.
So, tonight's topic, we're talking about stress and how to handle it. And I just want to have a quick question. How do you handle stress? And what's been the most stressful thing that you've had this year?
The way I handle stress is pretty much either play a video game, go golfing, something that, you feel like you can do physical exertion to get it out the system.
Okay.
Something you like to do.
Okay, get your mind out of it and just go have fun.
Yes.
Okay. And has there been something that you've dealt with stressful this year? You don't need to necessarily go into the details if you don't want to, but has there been something?
Sometimes simply trying to be a good provider or something along the line, take care of your household is always stressful.
Definitely. I mean, I live by myself, but being able to just pay my bills and having that financial stability and not being behind it can be stressful sometimes.
Yeah, still head of household.
Yeah,
That's
same.
what you are.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm the head. Yeah, but yeah, appreciate you answering those questions and everything. I'll hit you back later. Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Well, there you have it, an unexpected guest. I had my manager Willie on there. Appreciate him answering those questions. Like I said, if you guys have a way that you guys handle stress, let me know what's been stressful in your life that you guys been through. I really want to know. And before we close out, you guys know I have to end it with an outlandish question, something that's so random, so just crazy funny. Let's not have anything to do with this topic, but I just love to end with a fun, lighthearted note. On a lighthearted note. So, with that being said, outlandish question. Would you rather have the ability to read everyone's thought for 1 year or be invisible for 1 year but never tell anyone? Oh my goodness. Explain why. Explain why. Having the ability to read everyone's thoughts for 1 year. Oh my goodness. That I would literally know what people truly think of me and think of others and think of even themselves. And that is powerful but also very scary, But then also being invisible for 1 year and never telling anyone the things you could find out, the things that you wouldn't know that people do behind closed doors, that is also kind of scary to think about, but also very interesting and curious to want to know. Some things I may not want to know. But needless to say, which one would I choose? I would probably choose having the ability to read everyone's thoughts for 1 year. Invisibility, I wouldn't. That's not something that I think I would lean towards. I think being able to read people's thoughts would probably be mine. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys chose in the comment section. I want to know down below and explain why. Okay? Thank you guys so much for taking the time out to watch and be a part of Nights with Nyomi. I really appreciate you guys. Until next time, remember, I will be back the end of this month. So today's the 5th, right? So I won't be back until the end of this month in 3 weeks at the 26th at 6 p.m. So 26 at 6 p.m. Stay tuned for another Night with Nyomi. Until then, love you guys. Peace. Well, the lights might dim, but the vibes don't stop. Catch you next time on Nights with Nyomi.